Hello everybody, welcome back to Horror Vault. I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while, and it is a movie haul, a mixture of DVDs and Blu-rays that I got throughout the month of June 2018. I'm sure some of you have seen quite a few of these. Some of them, yeah, there's a few there I haven't seen before, and some I have seen, and I'm looking forward to rewatching. So, let's get on with it. So the first film that I picked up is a film that I've heard a mixture of things about. Now, I know a fair bit about the Winchester story, you know, the house and the all behind it, and I wanted to see it anyway, so I picked it up because it was very, very rarely cheap. So it's Winchester with Helen Mirren. I thought Jason Clarke did a good job on this, and Helen Mirren did a good job on it. It's probably not as good as it could have been. That's probably the easiest way of putting it. No, I did like it, though. If you do want to see a house film which, you know, pretty much spirits and everything live in, the woman's building more and more onto the property, I would pick up Stephen King's Rose Red, because that's, in my opinion, a really good mini-series. I quite enjoy it. But I didn't mind this, just it wasn't as good as it could have been, and didn't go into as much of the Winchester story as I thought it would have, but still worth watching at least once if you want to check it out. But I quite enjoyed it. Next up is another house, the old Dark House. I can't even remember the last time I watched this. As you can see, it's still sealed. I had to pick it up because it's a classic, and it's full of a load of extras, and you've got commentaries and things on it. Actually, I didn't tell you what was on the Winchester one, did I? Oh, the Winchester one was just a driven by the spirits, the making of Winchester. So, bunch of talking heads, pretty much. But really good film. This has got, yeah, commentaries with Kim Newman, Stephen Jones, conversation with Sarah Karloff, should I say? Pretty sure most people know who that would be. And yeah, there's a collector's book in this as well, which I'm actually looking forward to reading. But I haven't opened it yet because I want to sit down, watch the film, watch the extras, and then read the booklet. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up if you like old sort of horror films. Now, I have got the first film in this series. More series, I say films. And I've got the first animation one, but this was pretty cheap, so I picked up the Hellboy steelbook. So it's got obviously Hellboy 1, Hellboy 2, and the extras is in the other ones. But it's a decent steelbook, and makes sense considering there's a new Hellboy film coming out somewhere along the line. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this in the shops at the time, and I was like, oh, should I pick it up? But I ended up picking up the American Region 1 box set. I can't remember who released it, but I only got Hellboy 1. But now I've got both of them. Of course, Arrow have released stuff throughout June as well. There was a few I was going to pick up. I can't remember what they are at the moment. But the one that I was most looking forward to is, I'm sure, one that a lot of people were wanting to pick up, was The Last House on the Left. Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left, with fantastic artwork. And again, Hammer? Arrow knocked it out of the park again with this box set. Absolutely loads of extras, pretty much imported from various releases throughout the years. And then there's different cuts on it as well, and you get a little booklet, which is here when you get it out. So I might say a little booklet, quite a thick booklet. So yeah, it's got a mixture of stuff in it, and you do get a poster as well, and of course the film is in there as well. This is another one of the ones I'm going to be watching the film. I'll probably leave it a couple of days, and then, or maybe a couple of weeks, and then I will watch the unrated cuts, or the crew, or the various cuts anyway, and then I'll watch all the extras and have a read through the booklet, because that's usually how I do these sort of box sets. if I have time. And then next one I got, which I haven't seen this film in a very long time. So when I heard Second Sight was putting it out, I was like, oh, does that mean I'm going to get the first, second, and third film? Arguably, people do say the second and third one aren't great, so, you know. But being a completist, you probably want to get the second and third one somewhere online, but it's extra! Basically, Britain's answer to E.T., stuff like that. Obviously, a bit more darker and things than E.T. and Alien and that sort of thing, but obviously you got the little slipcase thing in there, and then you got your film, and the really cool thing, you get the soundtrack, which I actually forgot what the soundtrack sounded like. So when I got this, the first thing that I had a quick listen to was the soundtrack, but it's a booklet that is really interesting. It's got like the making of extra, and there you go, sort of characters. I'm really looking forward to checking this out again. So I can't remember the last time I watched it, and it was a very long time ago. But yeah, cool. Probably watch that, and then I'll probably re-watch the second and third film just for the sake of it. Just go, oh, I've watched all of them. There is obviously talks of the guy doing this one doing a sort of like a remake of Extra, also a continuation. It's one of the two anyway. We'll see what happens. There's been a lot of rumours of it around for years, so it might get off the ground. We never know, but quite happy with this box set. Next up, we head to 88 Films territory. And the first one was Blast Fighter. So part of the Italian collection, or The Force of Vengeance, directed by Lamberto Bava. This has got the usual, collectible poster cards, trailers for all the different releases. This is one of them films that the poster, I suppose, the poster sells you off more for the film than what the film is actually like. It's not a bad film, but the poster definitely is like, wow, it's, I don't know, when did this come out? I can't remember when this came out actually. 1984. Was that? Can't remember. Either way, it's sort of like First Blood's basically what I was trying to think of. So Rambo's First Blood is pretty much that. It's Italian version of Rambo, but it's pretty good anyway. Typical Italian fare. Got this one on another release, Grindhouse releasing, perhaps, and it is A Cat in the Brain, another 88 Films release, and this is obviously Fulci, and it has got on the back of it a brand new documentary on the misfires and masterpieces of Lucio Fulci's late period career, featuring Cat in the Brain's screenwriter Antonio Tentore and the legendary film critic Kim Newman and Darkside magazine editor Alan Bryce and more. Which, if you don't pick up Darkside, pick it up because it's a really good read. And obviously this is one of them films that people, you see like all the rest of Fulci's the big gut munching type movies and gore and all that kind of thing. Then people watch this and they're sort of like, not entirely sure about that. I quite enjoy it. I think most people pretty sure most people I know like it. But I know there is people out there that doesn't consider this a Fulci film in their eyes, even though it is. But yeah, kind of pretty. I got lost in my mind then because I was thinking of the Grindhouse releasing and thinking what other stuff was on there. But I would say get this, and if you can, get the Grindhouse releasing one as well because that's got a load of extras on it as well. And next up, it's more 88 Films releases, and these are free and slashers ones, and they are Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh, which again is one of them films that you're like, what the hell did I just watch? As it says on the back, in the same satirical spirit as Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, which I quite like that film. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I quite like it. But it's also known as Picking Up the Pieces, this film. And it's got an interview with Tom Savini, so even if you don't like the film, it's probably worth picking up to listen to or watch the interview with Tom Savini. 1991. It's one of the films I was thinking it's an 80s film, but I think it's just because of the way it looks. But got that one. I had this on the Vipco release on the DVD when the DVDs were first coming out, and it is Offerings. As in, yeah, it's not the greatest selling, sort of cover. You go, ooh, buy this film. It's basically someone holding a present with the blood coming out of it. But a slasher film. I can't even remember much about this film at all. It's very 80s. 1989. That's when it came out. But I can't remember much about this. I know I watched it a couple of times on the Vipco DVD, and then this came out. I was like holding off for a while, and then I think 88 had a sale or something, and I was like, time to buy it to fill in the, as you see, well, that's actually the red spot there, which is the obviously the slasher collection. So you got that, and another film that I've got on a few releases. I've got this on the Troma release, the Vinegar Syndrome release, and now, just because I'm a completist and it has to fill in my gaps on the shelves, is the 88 Films release of Luther the Geek, which I'm pretty sure they've just ported over most of the extras from the Troma release and then just brought it onto this. But this is the one with the slipcase, which you can only get on their website. But as I had some, points and things on there to use, and they was having a sale anyway, I thought, well, I'll pick up at the same time. So that fills in another gap on the thing. There's quite a few missing in the slasher collection, but I'll pick them up eventually. We do have some really good releases coming out, actually, over the next year or so. But then they usually do. It's a very good release company, 88 Films. Watched this one in my one of my very close friends who hadn't seen it before, and he really enjoyed it. He liked the main character, and that's why I was quite happy to show it to him, because he really enjoyed it. So that's the slasher ones, and then I picked up Dogs, which I did have on DVD. I can't remember who released the DVD, but I did have on DVD. And then this came out, and I thought, well, I'll pick it up because it had this the featurette, The Making of Dogs, which I quite like the film, and I was just interested to see the how they made it and whatever. Nothing major in it, just a disc. Got the slipcase, comes with it. Part of the sort of like eco horror type stuff, so Jaws and Grizzly and all that type of thing. There was quite a few of these. There was this, the Dogs, there was Pack, and some others which I can't think of at the moment because mine's just suddenly gone blank when I was thinking of them. But there's quite a few of these sort of like Dogs on the Rampage kind of films. The Josh Brolin ones. Josh Brolin? No, James Brolin. James Brolin one's quite good. But that, I'm actually quite looking forward to watching again. And then, of course, this is another one of them films that I've seen a few times, and even though if I watch it again, I still go, oh yeah, that happens in this film, because it's one of them films that sort of, it goes into, ironically, considering what the title of the film is called, goes into your mind, and then I sort of forget about it, because it's not, well, anyway, it's Wes Craven's, well, Wes Craven presents a Mind Ripper, should I say. It's not actually directed by him, but it was directed by Joe Gayton, I think. Pretty sure Wes Craven's son or something was involved in it. Jonathan Craven, yeah. So this is the slipcase and booklet notes by Kanan Waddell, and there's an interview with Jonathan Craven. So, I mean, it's got Lance Henriksen in it. So, who doesn't like Lance Henriksen in whatever films? I know he does a lot of films now where he sort of just comes in and does a bit part, but I'm quite looking forward to watching it again. 1995. I don't know. I think it's a earlier film. So heading more towards the early 90s. But it's 1995. I think this was also known as The Hills of Ice 3 in certain places. I think the original idea was it was going to be The Hills of Ice 3, and then they sort of had a mix about and decided to call it something else. So that's that. Now it is. Oh no, I've got one more before I head into that. It is one that stars a very young Drew Barrymore, Stephen King's Firestarter. Now, this is obviously comes with a slipcase, as you can see. Then it comes with the poster, and then inside you got a mixture of like postcards, lots of lobby still type things. There's a little booklet about the film in there as well, and then you got a Blu-ray and I believe it's a DVD as well. Yeah, Blu-ray and DVD. Never owned this film, considering how many I've pretty much, well, I think I've got a few missing. I've pretty much got all the films that's ever been made from Stephen King's books, or yeah, the mini-series stuff that he's got. I think there's a few that I've got missing, so I think the ones that I've got missing are the Langoliers, which not that keen on that film, and can't get the poster back in now, and the Sometimes They Come Back films. That's, I think I've got a few missing in there as well, but I've got the majority of the ones based on Stephen King. But this has got quite a few extras on it as well, and I think it's a really good price at the moment, so if you see it, pick it up. I definitely recommend it. I'm actually looking forward to watching this again. And it came out the year I was born, so I'm going to be biased and say I like it. But next up is a few films I picked up in the Vinegar Syndrome's halfway to Black Friday sale, which I do, which is always quite a good sale. It came with a little sticker this time, so the Vinegar Syndrome logo. And I didn't pick up very many, but I picked up the two that was being released part of the sale, which are, in fact, there's two films here that I haven't actually seen before, and this one is Deadly Daphne's Revenge. I just like the cover. Well, it's a pretty cool cover, and it's got this crazy looking lady in it, so I'm sold already. Don't know much about this. I just love the way that they present their films. And I got loads of Vinegar Syndrome releases, so naturally I had to pick up this one again. But first of all, artwork under the title, original title, The Hunting Season. Yeah, I think I can't remember much about this. It's one of them films that I think I've seen, but it's not until I rewatch it again that I won't know. Or it's one of the films that you read about over time, and you keep seeing like still imagery and things, and it gets into your mind, and you think, "Oh, I've seen that film," but you haven't. So I think it's one of them films. But Deadly Daphne's Revenge. Another one I got was Pets, which has a double cover, says that. And again, it's the slipcase. So that on the inside, and then again, this was one of the other ones that it was selling in the halfway to Black Friday sale. Not many extras on here. There's the alternate one night stand title sequence, some extras, but it's early 70s film, so I don't expect to see loads of extras. But mixed things I've heard about this. But to complete the Vinegar Syndrome, I had to get it, and usually the ones that they sell specifically in their sale ones go really, really quickly. I believe at the moment there's copies of Daphne's Revenge and Pets still left, but usually their slipcase ones and the ones they sell in the sales go very, very quickly. And next up was a film that is in a box set over there, I believe it's over there, the Norman Warren collection by Anchorbear, the Coffin box sets that came out years ago, and it is Prey, and obviously Norman J. Warren film. So you could get this one anytime. This wasn't part of the specific releases that was coming out for the sale, but again, it's got the extras with Norman J. Warren. That's probably some art that people might recognise. But 1977. So it's basically a sci-fi film. As you can probably tell by the cover, even though it kind of looks like a progressive rock album cover there. But I quite like the film. I'm looking forward to watching it again. See what it looks like. I think they did a digital. It is a director-approved restoration from its 35mm negative and fully uncut for the first time since its 80s VHS release. So I have got it in the Anchor Bay box set behind me, but I've had to pick it up because I quite like Norman J. Warren films. What is it? New Year's Day, something like that. I think it's New Year's Day. But I haven't never seen a release of it. That's a Norman J. Warren film that I'd love to see Vinegar Syndrome do something too. But last but not least, is last of this haul. Picked up quite a few films this month, didn't I? But this is a really cool. It's probably my favourite cover of sort of recent Vinegar Syndrome releases. I think the one I really liked a while back was Demon Wind, which has the lithograph, whichever way it is. Well, no, it's holograph, isn't it? Cover to it, which I quite liked. But it's Bloodsuckers from Outer Space. I really like this cover. It goes round. They got Mama there. I don't know if you can see it, then catch the light on it, but the eyes actually, yeah, so I don't know if they've sort of glossed them or something, but the eyes actually pop and everything. But worth picking up, this film, and that's probably what most people will probably recognise. As you can see, I haven't watched a lot of these yet, but this is another one of the ones that I've read about quite a few times. I'm looking forward to watching. It's going to be either completely mental, or it's going to be really, really bad, or a mixture of both. I mean, it's basically a horror comedy, very, very low rent horror comedy. But what kind of a year was it? 84. Another film from 84. But Vinegar Syndrome release. Quite looking forward to. So yeah, that, Bloodsuckers from Outer Space, Prey, Pets, Deadly Daphne's Revenge, Firestarter, My River, Dogs, Luther the Geek, Offerings, Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh, Canterbury, Blast Fighter, Extra, which I might actually watch out a double bill with Prey somewhere along the line. Last House on the Left, the Hellboy double bill, The Old Dark House, and finally Winchester. What's it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 films throughout the month. Which, I don't usually buy that many films in a month. Can't remember last time I bought that many films in a month, but that's pretty cool. I'm quite looking forward to watching quite a few of those, but I don't know which one I'll watch first. Let me know in the comments down below which one you think I should watch first, or if you've actually seen any of these films and what you thought of them in the comments down below. Of course, like this video if you liked it. If you want to see me do more of these sort of videos, let me know, because I was doing them a while back and then I just forgot about doing it, to be honest. But now I figured I better get back into doing it, because I'm always getting movies every month. So, and I'm sure most of you would be interested in seeing what I've picked up to fill in this collection that I got going on. So of course, like this video if you like it, comments down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, thank you if you have subscribed, hit the notification bell to know about new videos, and thanks for watching. That's it for the video. Bye for now.